about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff. And we play games.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Mord är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is skor, and that also means elephant. Okay.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Ça, ça, c'est ça, ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça, sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout Shogi en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5.
Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is a stream where we're going to play some Shogi, and we are going to talk about languages and language learning, and Japanese in particular, but languages in general. How's everybody doing, chat? So I just get everything set up here. Yosh. of Barcelona. Well, I've only spent in my entire life about 36 hours there. Seemed lovely. I did get robbed twice. So my opinion is perhaps colored a little bit by that. But it's definitely a place I'd like to go back to. They had some amazing secondhand bookshops that I saw. Except I saw them after I got robbed, so I couldn't buy anything. But yeah, I mean, it looked like a cool place. I mean, it was so nice that my wallet and computer stayed there. So... just making sure... Yosh, hajimeo.
お前が後手だ。対局開始。
よし、角道を開けて、To be continued.
試験飛車。片身の囲い。身の囲い。
よし。身の囲いができていて、暴銀作戦の時間です。ただKですね。Got that, yeah, that K was a free ball. Yeah.囲い直してさ。 いや、それはまずいな。ああ、それはまずかったけど、私の損じゃないのね。I always like a little freeble. Oh, thank you.
5分。
いやー、5分か。Okay. Oh, hell.
しかし勝利は勝利
I was actually doing reasonably well except for that. But for the losing part. Okay, so here's the deal with the Barcelona story. I'll just switch over in between games. If you're interested in what this music is, Chad, this is a piece that I'm working on. Been working on it all week. Just sort of gradually adjusting it and coming up with modifications and stuff. So, okay, I was visiting a friend of mine's mother in Barcelona, God, like 12 years, no, actually more like 15 years ago now. And there was a railway strike in France, so it was railway replacement buses we had to use to get from Perpignan, where like where the station was like stocked with impressive assholes, which I have to say, like other places in France, I did not have that sort of an experience. People were actually quite lovely, but in Perpignan, for some reason, it was very rich in assholes. So. Because of the railway strike, I was already late. I missed my first connection. I was supposed to go. I left an hour late, and that meant that there was only one train left getting from Montpellier to Perpignan, which is kind of more or less on the border with Spain, where my Eurail pass ended. It was one where you can list a specific you can have like specific countries. And I had only planned on going to one place in Spain, so I decided I would just leave that, since, I mean, Barcelona isn't actually far from the French border. So I was trying to get as close to the border as possible before switching over and paying for and like paying for a regular ticket for Spain. So, and that was Perpignan as far as I could figure. So we get this bus and it takes forever, and nobody has any information about where this bus is going to be. Everybody, by the time that it finally arrived, there were like hundreds of people all asking each other, is this where the bus is going to be? Is this where the bus is going to be? And chasing after every bus they see in case it is the one, because nobody's sure which one it is. And I got into Barcelona really, really late as a result of that. And because I got into Barcelona so late, instead of staying at my friend's mother's place, which was actually on the outskirts of a place called Lleida, we ended up staying at her sister's place in the middle of town. And the plan was, on the next day, we were going to go and just move over to my friend's mother's place. So she said, just bring all your stuff with you. This was the mistake. This was the problem. This is how I got robbed. Then she's like, oh, why don't we go to the Rambla? The Rambla dels Estudis, which is like amazing, and all these street performers and beautiful architecture and lots of cafes and stuff. And also it is like the pickpocket capital of the known universe. So I'm going around, I'm taking pictures and stuff, having a good time. And I put my computer bag down because it was starting to hurt my shoulder. And then I'm taking some pictures and I'm focused on that. And then I go back and I notice my bag is gone. My bag, which has some prescriptions in it, my computer, a bunch of other shit. All that is gone. So that's wonderful. And I tell my friend's mother, and we end up going to the Mossos de Squadra, the cops, because I have to file a police report to get to claim the insurance. And the insurance was fuck all. It was not enough to actually pay for a real replacement. And that took so that took like an hour to even talk to somebody. During the course of which we discovered that Spanish speakers are sort of divided by a common language, because I was the cop was not understanding a lot of Chilean-ish things I was saying. I was also quite agitated because this was a kind of a disaster. But anyway, we get the police report done, and then I was thinking, okay, I'm just gonna go to just have a look around. Maybe I see it or something like that. And somebody fucking bumps into me. And then we get back to her sister's place. Since now I'm gonna be, now I have to stay in Barcelona because I have to report a bunch of stuff as well to the consulate that got stolen. Fortunately, my passport and my Eurail pass were not among them, but all of my credit cards, which there was very little on because I hadn't been paid yet, all of that shit, and the money in my wallet was gone, which also wasn't a whole lot at that point because, again, I hadn't gotten paid yet. But I want to get some smokes before we get back to my friend's mother's sister's place. And so I'm gonna go to the ATM and take some money out so I can go get smokes. And my wallet's not there. I dig through the whole thing, it's completely gone. So yeah, that's how I got robbed twice. That was special. But Barcelona is gorgeous. I mean, the reason there's so many pickpockets there is because there's so many people who visit it, and there's so many people who visit it because it is lovely. But wow, I mean despite the experience I had there, I would very much be happy to go back. So that's my take on Barcelona. Okay. let's see if we can do better this time. もう一度やり直してみましょうね。
お前が先手だ。
あ、先手。よ
対局
し。
開始。
試験飛車。Yeah, in fact, like,
試験飛車。
don't bring a whole lot of stuff to the Ramla. I mean, you will want to go to the Ramla because it's amazing. But, like, do not bring any stuff that is unnecessary to it. And don't, like, just watch. Situational awareness is the thing. You need some situational awareness if you want to go to the Rambla, or you're gonna lose all your shit. Okay, that's speaking of which. Okay, that's not great. Bollocks. Yeah. But... oh, well, thank you. That actually simplifies my life a little. Okay. This isn't getting off to a great start, certainly. Kaku shinattari shite. Why? A wise decision there. On Nishioka-san's part. Okay, time-wise, I've got some making up to do.
分
Okay. Okay. This is continuing not to be my best outing here. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay, actually was kind of hoping for that.
5分
Enjoy. glasses. Looking distinctly not great. これで一見落着になるんでしょうね。ああ、くそ。取ることができなかったんだな。ああ、今は取れるけど。
3分。
Okay. Yeah. Not great. I'm getting my ass kicked here.
2分30秒。
Oh, hell yeah, right.
悔しいじゃろ。この悔し涙
ああ、
を
本当
力
に
に変える。
悔しい。
お前が先手だ。対局開始。試験飛車。片身の囲い。身の囲い。
Okay. Different sort of opening this time. Ah, sorry.
ちょんまげみの。
くそ。取られるのかな。いや、取れないんだ。核が守ってるから取れねえ。よし。Welcome back. so far this is feeling like it's a bit better than previously. Bit of initiative, potentially. So should have dealt with this when I had a chance.
悔しいじゃろ。
惜しかった。
涙を力に変え
I
る。
saw that. I was like, okay, I need to deal with that, or it's going to. But then I thought, okay, no, I can just keep checking, and if I keep checking, I'll be fine, because they won't have time to do anything. But no, I ran out of checks.
お前が先手だ。対局開始。
Okay. Sent it in.
試験飛車。片身の囲い。身の囲い。
Okay.
時間的には悪くないんだけど、状態は。でもさ、バニラス。That wasn't where I was trying to put it. Damn it. Gonna. Sometimes you get a freeble.
$7.
「
分
Wait,
You win.
how? How the hell did I win that? That I was not looking good. What did I do there that I won? Yeah, I'm really not seeing it, but I'll take it. Okay, and with that, I'm going to take a little bit of a bio break. I'll be back in just a few minutes. And we'll continue then.
Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Ça, ça, c'est ça, ça, che c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça, sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout Shogi en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yen. Yo. 5. Barba, okay, Barbaz is done. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo. Io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, but sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, ça son chassé. Ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach drum, dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt.
Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyper Polyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más.
Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten 2 tschechische Schwalben. 3 tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en 3 tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This is Diche Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. Buenese. Proteine.
Right, and I'm back. I'll play another couple of games and then we'll switch over and watch some videos. Okay, X out of this. Vanilla Suica. Vanilla watermelon. See, we've had some new people joining.
体熟検診
Okay. 29級だな。それなら勝ち目ありでしょう。
試験飛車 畳の囲い身の囲い
Epic? Well, what was epic? Yo, 選定 8級だからむずくなるかな。
神の楽
Oh, thanks. I had watched this video on how to write epic strings that was quite informative on exactly how to make that, how to get the strings to, into that sort of epic mood where they have that intensity. Axel! 参ったな。That was not good. That was very ungood, actually. Kakuo. Tada kaku datta. This has not been a great shogi day for me.
7分
Hello, Riveroon. How you doing? Okay, maybe I can trap this shovel. Stubby shovel. Oh, thank you. Yes, the VGM is my composition. Something I'm working on. Oh, so. Oh. Maずい. Can't believe I didn't see that. Bugger. Sorry to hear that, Riveroon. Try to be. up to all that much. Am I gonna get a free kaku out of this? Yes, ただ角だ。ただ角だ。ただの角じゃねえんだ。 muscle.
足の涙を力に
I
変える
was hoping they wouldn't notice that. Okay, and with that, we're gonna switch gears and look at some video things. Let's see what we've got. Oh, right. Don't let YouTube's AI treat you like a fool. This is apparently something to do with auto-dubbing, which is awful, and which YouTube really needs to give people some kind of way of turning off on their end. Right now, you have to turn it off at the creator end, and a lot of people, I don't think, entirely realize that this horrible shit is being done to their videos. I've never heard of this this creator. This is Nilgery. I may be mispronouncing that entirely, but in any case, we're gonna just have a little look.
Like you, I listen to podcasts during my workouts, and one of my favorites is a Japanese one called Yurugengo Radio, which roughly translates to casual linguistics radio.
Okay, let me see. Oh, this is about Yurugengo. Stream channel I quite enjoy. Here's the video link.
It's a normal podcast where the two hosts
This volume is rather low.
go over linguistic topics while joking around. I'm sure you can imagine that, since it's a Japanese language-focused podcast, I, a Japanese speaker, would want to hear it in Japanese.
Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you, YouTube? You really would think that. Because here's the other thing. Here's the other thing about these settings. I mean, when I first noticed this, it was a short from a Argentine law channel that I follow. He covers like labor law in Argentina, and he did a short. And on short, you cannot turn it off at the receiver end. So instead of getting his quite pleasant voice to listen to in Spanish, as I was looking for, I get this like fucking disembodied, creepy AI artificial voice, very dystopian, and it isn't, and naturally it isn't translated well. I mean, that's just a given because this technology is incapable of translating. No matter how many times they try to sell it as a way of translating stuff, it is not. It's garbage. So you put all this effort into creating a video, and then because you didn't know that you have to turn off auto dubbing on your end, YouTube just goes ahead and fucks it up for you.
So when I opened the YouTube Music app one morning and heard this,
it's probably going to affect Google indirectly. Well, that's probably it. Probably.
Okay, that's a bad translation for one thing.
I was repulsed. First of all, I was shocked to see AI dubbing used on podcasts at all, because who thought anyone would want to listen to a robot talk for a whole hour?
Yeah, I mean, and really, it shouldn't be used at all because it's not good. I mean, let's leaving aside just the fact that it's inaccurate and it's being marketed as something that's accurate, leaving aside the fact that the voices are awful. What you have is a situation where somebody says a very specific thing. Some people are doing it quite off the cuff and they're not really necessarily giving it a whole lot of thought. Other people spend a long time writing a script. And that script may be dealing with things that are somewhat sensitive, including like legally sensitive. And Google's auto-dubbing, because it's incapable of translating accurately, could very easily essentially make you libel someone. Because, for example,
It's flat and unemotive, and it doesn't even speak fast enough to match the original audio, so it skips over a lot of dialogue. On top of that, the feature fails to consistently differentiate between the two speakers,
Also, it just can't translate.
so whole chunks of the podcast became the same AI voice talking to itself.
The problem is that Whopper was searched for. Yes, that's right. It's true that people didn't really understand the meaning of Whopper. I thought so, but I'm
Jesus, that's horrible.
not sure about the release order.
I don't even know if the hosts know that this feature was added.
Yeah, you actually, they did not tell. As a creator, I was never told that this was added. Nobody said we're adding AI dubbing to your stuff, unless you want to turn it off at your end. Nobody told me that. I had to research that myself. So, I mean, Christ, Google. If you're going to create something that only the creator can turn off, and that the creator, knowing that it is there, will want to turn off because it sucks, then you gotta let everybody know how to turn it off immediately. Because the thing is, it does not, you don't get to specify. I mean, with longer form videos, you at least can turn it off at your end. Although it should not exist in the first place, it should not be available because it is garbage. But that's okay. With shorter videos, you can't do that. You literally are forced to listen to the auto dubbing in whatever language your YouTube is set to be in. It is disastrous. It is like, I mean, I can't believe that this feature has been allowed to go on this long without some sort of fix to allow people to turn it off.
But what baffled me the most was how the YouTube Music app didn't give me the option to switch the audio track to its original language.
Yeah.
And luckily, I no longer have this problem. The YouTube Music app has stopped automatically changing my Japanese podcasts to English. Hooray! A feature no one asked for has been removed. Oh, great.
Oh, well, that's at least something.
Now Amazon is doing AI dubbing on their shows.
I need to know banana fishes quick, what you've been babbling about. I know because that man said it while dying.
Which is absolutely horrible. Well, I mean, and as somebody says, this festive ring says, so many talented voice actors, and you can't even bother to hire a couple to dub a season of a show. I mean, yes, but also so many talented translators. Because this is garbage translation as well. And the thing is, people who do not understand both languages will not realize that. They may suspect it if they're paying close enough attention. But if you don't know both languages, you don't know when it's wrong if it sounds natural and coherent. Unfortunately, however, I guess for these purposes, this shit never sounds natural or coherent. It sounds like it's going to lock you out of an airlock in 2001: A Space Odyssey or something most of the time.
It was banana.
I remember some shorts videos having the same problem a few months ago, but I haven't bothered to check since. I don't have the YouTube app on my phone, and I've blocked shorts from my desktop browser. If you haven't done so yet, go install YouTube Shorts Block right now. You can thank me later. There's a
Okay, that sounds cool because I basically never want to see shorts, and they always clutter up my search results. YouTube Shorts Block? I think I'm gonna have to get that. YouTube Shorts Block. Is it only available for Chrome? Oh, play the YouTube Shorts video as if it were a normal video? Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Well, I just got the, let me see. This is the Firefox version, since that's what I use to watch YouTube. So, If you want the Firefox version, I've saved you searching. The Chrome version shows up immediately.
A part of me that understands YouTube's efforts to tear down the language barrier within its platform.
Except it's not doing that. And anyone who knows anything about this knows it's not doing that. If anything, it is creating new language barriers. Because the thing is, if I were, if somebody didn't understand the language of a podcast, and the podcast was just in Japanese or whatever, and they don't speak Japanese, then they will not misunderstand it. They will not get the wrong impression about the people in the podcast, at least in turn. But now, thanks to Google's auto dubbing, they've created a situation where somebody who would not otherwise have any thoughts at all about a podcast in Japanese, because they just know they don't understand it, so they're not listening, will listen to it, not understand it, think they're understanding it, because it's this auto-dub bullshit that is not in any way an accurate translation, and now there are misunderstandings that never would have happened.
I, as a creator, could gain a wider audience by translating my content. That's what all these YouTube growth experts from 8 months ago were telling me.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I agree. You can probably get a bigger audience by translating some of your content. I mean, what I do is I translate my content, and I will also translate other people's content. Let me just say that. Actual translator here. For anyone who, I mean, people in chat know this already. For one thing, because I say it at the beginning of every stream. But, I'm an actual translator. I have 20 working languages. I can actually do good subtitling and translating of your videos in quite a few different languages. Use me. Pay me to do this. Do not waste. Do not destroy the environment and potentially the reputation of your channel and the entire user experience, the viewer experience, with these shitty voices and inaccurate translations, when there are people out there who can give you accurate translations, and then you can find non-shitty voices to go with them.
In between the videos that teach me how to turn off auto-dubbing. Yeah.
Auto-dubbing is finally here, the fucking thumbnail says. Like, what do you mean, finally here? Like, who was waiting for this? I didn't know it was going to be there. And I would be very happy if it still wasn't.
Contrary to YouTube's efforts, so many of its translation features have made the platform annoying or even inaccessible to users.
Yes.
Especially for bilinguals like me. The most obvious is the...
Yeah, I mean, it makes everything worse. It is like that bloody... it's like that meme where it's like, wow, so you've got a new AI feature integrated into your platform. Great. Tell me how I disable it. Like, they are so desperate to make this stuff a thing. If you look at the actual, there are these graphics that have been done of like the capital flows between chip manufacturers and AI companies, and it's just a big circle. There is the entire, it seems that the entire flow of money related to AI is entirely on the side of people making AI stuff and people making hardware to make AI stuff. And it's just the same money that is being just fucking shuffled around hundreds and hundreds of times. Like, nobody wants this shit. It's garbage. It's a complete bubble, and it is going to eventually pop. But they're trying to just, like, make sure nobody wants to be the one who be holding it when it does.
Or translated video titles. You don't...
Yeah. The auto-translated video titles are also often wrong.
Need me to tell you that YouTube video titles almost have their own language. Any creator who's serious about getting views thinks about their titles, and it hurts to see that effort get ruined by literal translations.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And it's just garbage. I mean, the translations aren't even necessarily correct. They're just generally quite often wrong. Sometimes really, really bad. But, I mean, Google just doesn't seem to care. They are more interested in trying to make AI a thing than they are on keeping their platform usable.
Not only that, it also makes it harder for me to figure out which language a video is originally in.
Yes!
But you know what? Fine. I'll bear with it. The translated descriptions, though? That is inexcusable.
Yeah.
How is there no show original button for video descriptions?
Yeah, I mean, just about every other platform I know of that has, like, AI garbage mislabeled as translation at least allows you to look at the original.
There's a lot of important
Oh, Yori Kenkyuga Yuji no Fazu. I like that channel. He's enjoyable. He gets drunk and he makes food.
information in there. Speaking of buttons, you know what matters more to me? This. Because YouTube thinks I can't read Japanese, it gives me a translation button right over the read more button.
God.
I don't know about you, but I like reading long comments. Some of you guys treat the comments section like it's Reddit, and it shows. But when I go into, I don't know, a Japanese artist's video to read their comments, I'm forced to stop after 3 sentences. YouTube will not let me read what this guy has to say about the difference between Japanese and English furry communities. Where else am I going to find this information?
Yeah, that is a very good question.
Just to let you know, creators only have vague levels of control over these translated titles and descriptions.
Yeah. I don't know compared to DuckDuckGo. I switched over to Firefox because I was finding that YouTube was not letting me use my ad blocks on Chrome. And Firefox just it was working better with Firefox, so I've just switched over to Firefox for that. But as far as compared to DuckDuckGo, I have no idea.
By this, I mean you can add your own language-specific titles and descriptions to videos, but if we don't manually set them up, they could get auto-translated to who knows what.
Yeah.
And while we can opt out of the auto-dubbing feature, even then, we found it suddenly there one day and had to manually turn it off.
God. I mean, it's fascinating how Google has come up with ways to make this platform worse for everybody. I don't even see how this is necessarily good for advertisers. Because if you're fucking up the video and you're like essentially destroying the things that make people want to listen to it and watch it through all these bogus AI features, then I mean that's also going to affect ad revenue, I would assume. I mean, it's like, just get rid of this crap, YouTube, please.
Or some creators say that you can't disable it on videos that you uploaded before you turned off the feature.
Oh, fuck. And they did not tell us this. Let me just be clear. They did not let us know as creators that this feature was being rolled out and we had to opt out of it if we didn't want it. That's terrible.
So, like, I guess I'm screwed if a random Swedish person gets offended because one of my jokes in my videos gets horribly mistranslated. And if you've already tried to escape auto-translation from the viewer end of YouTube, you know there is no clear way to turn it off. YouTube doesn't give you a Q&A page about it, and even after a bit of digging into conversations between users, it seems unclear whether these language settings reflect your Google account language or your
They mostly reflect your YouTube language setting.
Goddamn IP's geolocation. And my torment doesn't end with YouTube. In my last video about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I went searching for Japanese people's opinions on the controversy because the whole point of the project was to compare and contrast complaints from English-speaking fans and Japanese fans. So to get those Japanese sources, I googled keywords like Assassin's Creed, Yasuke, Samurai in Japanese. And what does Google give me? Links to auto-translated Reddit forums.
Christ. Like, God, I mean, it's like, there are so many levels on which this is awful. Because as a translator, it's awful. I mean, but then as a user, it's awful. As a creator, it's like it's shit for. Who the hell wants this? I really do not understand it.
違う、そうじゃない。I have never heard a Japanese person ever reference Reddit once in my life, let alone use it. I'm not saying Reddit should never be read in Japanese, but at least let me choose to translate it. And that.
Yeah. I mean, especially since this stuff does not translate. It's garbage.
That's the biggest problem in all of this. We did not consent to these translations. For viewers, there is often no indicator that a video has been translated, and for creators, our videos default to automatic translations. This isn't just annoying, it's dangerous.
And potentially puts you in all sorts of legal shit.
When tech companies force automated translations on its users, this distorts people's perception of language itself. It takes the idea of language, something so rich with culture and history, something creative, complicated and emotive, and turns it into a problem with a strict answer. Sure, you could give a large language model lots of context to get it closer to a more appropriate translation.
But it still wouldn't work because large language models cannot comprehend. They are literally incapable of doing the thing that is needed in order to translate. If they manage it occasionally, it is purely luck.
But that doesn't change the fact that by design, these machines regurgitate very similar answers to their training data. And that's a problem because rarely is there a singular correct answer to translation, to understanding what someone means by their choice of words. Human output should not be treated like there is always a correct set of answers.
I mean, and it's not just that. It's not just that there's always a correct set of answers. The issue is even bigger than this. Because, yeah, there is going to be a relatively more correct set of answers in terms of what's the translation. But it is based on things that these LLMs are incapable of dealing with. Like unspoken context, like subtext, like intent. These things are incapable of understanding what somebody intends because they're incapable of understanding anything. They are just averaging out training data. It's a probabilistic model that does not take into account any of the things that we take into account when we as humans are trying to understand what people are saying to us or around us.
You know what this kind of limited, efficiency-focused product design leads to?
Garbage.
Racism. Ethnocentrism. My complaints as a bilingual are not special. Over half of the world's population is bilingual or multilingual, and there are plenty of people who come to YouTube specifically to study another language.
No shit, yes.
Those people do not want these features, but because Google ignores the fact that most countries teach English as a second language, or believes that English speakers will enjoy this AI dubbed slop,
Or they don't care.
It's not.
we're all forced to put up with it. And I know I joked about a random Swedish person getting offended by a mistranslation, but as someone whose output is primarily in English, the world's lingua franca, I'm privileged. English, specifically American English, dominates the datasets that LLMs train on, because much of the internet is written in English.
Yeah. I mean, this is another one of the... look at Japanese is 5.2%. I mean, even if these LLMs were capable of doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing, which they're not, the whole thing is probabilistic. The more you need more training data, it's in order to increase the likelihood that it will actually see something that it has seen before, basically. And the drop-off between English and the next language is massive. Like with Japanese, 5.2%, that's nothing. With all the stuff that you have to deal with in translating anything to or from Japanese. And then, let me see, Spanish, 6%. Spanish is a huge language. 6%.
Due to this bias, the chances of non-English content getting mistranslated and misconstrued are higher, making non-English speakers more vulnerable in this system. Don't you think that's messed up? In the name of making the world more accessible.
And the thing is, I don't quite follow that. Because the thing is, when you're using, I mean, the fact that English is so much ahead means that it is simply, if we're talking about like fake translations, which is what we're talking about here, I mean, there are two ends to that process. So what it's saying is that it has a massive bias in its sample related to what might be in many cases the source language, what will in some cases be the target language. But so it knows it has way more training data on English than any language that it is going to be translating in as many inverted commas as there are inverted commas in the universe. From or to, which guarantees again that it's going to be garbage. That's actually, I didn't know. I didn't actually know that it broke down statistically that lopsidedly, and that's kind of useful when I'm like explaining why this stuff should not be used. If for translation to the extent that it accuracy matters. Knowing that actually that is a very strong argument for just completely binning it.
Strips away what makes human expression unique and homogenizes it. In this generation,
Jesus.
on the most popular LLMs incentivizes people to write prompts in English for more ideal outputs. So don't bother writing anything poetic in your native language. Or maybe you can learn Polish, I guess? Students from non-Western countries have to deal with AI westernizing what they write, but they're stuck in a catch-22 because if an English learner writes an essay without AI, there's a more than 50% chance of their essay getting flagged in AI detection tool. And don't get me started on accent translation AI. Its only use is to further commoditize cheap foreign labor so it's more palatable to English nations.
Fucking hell.
Curious to know where I'm coming from. They will say, where are you from? Because your accent, I cannot understand you. But I will say, yeah, I actually am from Cameroon. That's why you can see that I'm speaking this way.
No joke.
Yeah, okay. This is that. Wait, that's literally sorry to bother you. Oh, she noticed that too, I see, because this clip is from Sorry to Bother You.
It's the plot of Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah, there we go, yeah. I did not notice that clip was up there when I was saying that. It's like, literally, they created an AI that gives people generic-ass white guy voice.
As someone who has worked on translation, I get that I'm more invested in this issue than the average person. I could lecture you on how much context affects translation, and how the goals of direct translation and cultural localization are different.
I mean, all of this is why this technology is shit can.
And all that stuff. But this video isn't about the art of translation. It's about tech companies stripping color from language just for the sake of efficiency. And you might have not even noticed it. The more automated these tools become, the more stagnant their output will feel, and people outside of the limited scope of target audiences will either be ignored or outright discriminated against.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we're already seeing this with the amount of, like, at this point, the overwhelming majority of content on the internet is AI slop. That is what AI is now training itself on. These LLMs are training themselves on their own excrement, which is where you get model collapse. And model collapse really cannot come soon enough for me, because the sooner this stuff just falls apart, the sooner we can just get rid of it.
If you're angry about this like me, keep talking about it. Complain about it on social media and to your friends and family. Send feedback to YouTube. Turn off whatever AI features you can. Show tech companies and their investors that this technology is a waste of time, energy, and money. And also, acknowledge translators' names in your books and Netflix shows.
God damn it, yes. In fact, I mean, translators are legally entitled to be credited in both of those things. That's not a solid that people are doing us. We literally are considered the author of a derivative work, i.e. the translation. So we are. So if you're leaving us off, fucking production companies and publishers, you actually could potentially get sued for that. Like we're entitled to have our names on those things.
Remind yourself that there is someone, another human being, helping you connect to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Thanks a bunch to my Patreon members for their support. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, and hype the video?
Okay. I've never seen this creator before. This just showed up in my Rex recently, but I think I will be watching again. And so I'm subbing. This is Nilgiri. Sounds very like Aboriginal Australian actually as a name, but I'm guessing it isn't. 外国人が思わず使いたくなる日本語にしかない表現. This ex-hyper-polyglot is a racist from Evil Dea. Okay.
What's up, grinders?
Okay, we haven't got a whole lot of time left, so let's just have a look at whatever the hell this is.
Welcome back to the channel. Now, today we're going to be
Oh, he's very red today.
taking another look at Peter Coles once again. Now, for those who don't know who Peter Coles is, does not have the lore of, everything that has happened between me and him on this channel.
I remember he charges ridiculous amounts of money for language classes that he doesn't even provide, is what I remember.
Playlist. It'll be in the description, pinned comment below. Now, to give you a quick summary, okay, this is a guy who claims to be a hyper-polyglot. He claims to speak more than 20 languages fluently. It's literally right there in the thumbnail. Read your own goddamn thumbnail, evil dear. I speak over 25 languages fluently. That is his claim, okay? That ain't clickbait. That's literally what he claims. So, 6 months ago, I did an investigation with my community where we searched for everything he's ever released, and let's just say that, he knows speaking no 25 languages. Hell, he knows speaking more than 10 languages. Hell, that is literally because it was one of the conditions of his channel that I have an actual picture. Before that, I had
he is
Peter Coles
permanently out.
Peter, you claim to be probably essentially the best polyglot in the world right now. Do you want to provide some proof? And his response was, well, I'm not going to listen to anyone unless they make this request in another language and prove that they speak other languages. So
yeah, what the fuck? I mean, why? I don't even see why you do that. Because even if the idea is to prevent people making that request, you could find somebody to that's just bizarre.
I made an entire video in another language asking and saying I can fulfill all your conditions. Oh, by the way, if you want to know why, I have this absolutely gorgeous thumbnail up here. You see this one right here on my channel. That is literally because it was one of the conditions of his channel that I have an actual picture. Before that, I had a drawing that one of my fans had made. Anyway, that's why you've got the...
Wait, that's a weird condition. I mean, if you want to know what he looks like, you could look at his videos. He's in every one of them. And even if you say, okay, yeah, but that's not necessarily him, well, I mean, the thumbnail isn't necessarily going to be him either. These are just weird-ass conditions.
Most ugliest of thumb shots, whatever that is. Thumbnails up there. Anyway,
thumb shot.
After that, things died down. He made a couple of videos here and there. One of them was insulting broke people for wanting to learn languages, so I basically called him out on that, and then I also said that there is ways to learn languages even when you're broke. Later on, he randomly decided to add me into one of his videos where he was starting to take a new arc. See, the whole learning languages thing and selling this is not working out so well for him. So, do you know what path he took? He decided to become an alpha male influencer. Yep.
Oh, what? Wait, what? Wow, that...
So, wait, I mean, what we're saying here is that this motherfucker, I could be reacting to him on both of my channels.
Alpha male influencer, but here's the problem when you want to be an alpha male influencer.
That's bullshit, and you shouldn't do it, because that's for jabronis.
You gotta have the bod for it, because the type of people who follow just like, you know, alpha male influencers, I'm talking the shitty ones. I'm not talking to, you know, guys who actually know what they're doing at the gym and stuff like that. I'm talking about the guys who are like, look at me.
They're all the shitty ones. If the person is talking about, like, alpha male shit, unironically, they are all the shitty ones.
Tough, I punch women, I ban. You know, I'm talking about those...
That's it, that's literally it, that's the whole fucking genre.
Types of ones, okay. So, you at least have to have the bod for it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I would rather, actually, that they all didn't. Because what they're saying is all dog shit.
They just start getting bad, and I was like, bro, you just gotta grow up, and I haven't heard from him since. But apparently, my community has been watching him from time to time, and now he's decided that that ain't working out for him, so guess what arc he's taking? He's taking the racist arc, yeah?
Wow, I mean, you never see that. You never see alpha... You never see people who go from the fucking manosphere to just doing white supremacism.
Wait, how do you make money doing that? I don't.
Well, how do you make money doing that? Like, you have to ask that? Them motherfuckers making hundreds of millions of dollars doing it. Steven Crowder is making money doing that. There's a lot of money if you just want to do racism. Like, and the algorithm loves you.
No, I don't know. But we're going to check out a couple of his videos and see if this is true or if people are lying to me. And they've lined up a bunch of videos. So, I'm going to say right now, if you have a bit of a soft heart and you can't deal with seeing racist shit, you might want to drop...
I mean... That's sort of a weird way of putting that content warning, but okay.
Off the video at this point, because I'm assuming we're going to see some racist shit, and I'm probably going to get demonetized over this one. So
you'll probably get, like, hyper-monetized, judging from what usually happens to racist content on this fucking platform.
You fucking censor anything, so if you don't want to see this shit, whatever it is, don't watch. Okay, first video, here we go.
Jesus.
Oh.
I mean, we're already starting off great there with the text here. Can you see that? Let me just make sure. I'm not going to read it out loud because I do not want a clip of me saying that. But, I mean, like, we've already, like, case closed. He's saying racist shit. Like, really explicitly racist shit. He's just saying, I hate a specific ethnic group. Right there. Jesus.
It's just this shit on repeat. Okay. I lied. I love the stress. I love the wins. I love the haters. I love the money. I love the freedom. I love the travel. I hate it. I hate Indians.
Oh, Christ's balls. Okay.
How does this help you?
Well, because he wants to be racist. It helps him because he's trying to get in touch with racist people. And, also he's an asshole.
How does... Oh my god, it's got 20 likes. Oh my god.
That's all it's... I mean...
I guess he's starting to grow within the racist influencer community or whatever that may be.
What do you mean whatever that... Like, is he... Does he live a very insulated life? Because there is the racist influencer community. And it's exactly what you think it was. Utterly talentless motherfuckers with ridiculously good production values, down to the fact that there are billionaires that will give them money to, you know, just be racist on the internet.
Okay, let's check out another video.
How can you...
Wow, it's like somebody shaved Aspen Goldfish.
Be so arrogant and at the same time so monumentally stupid?
Okay, he's reacting to this, this guy. Pakistan, what's your monthly budget? Oh, okay, so he's still trying to sell language courses, I guess. And the funny thing is, he's just an intermediary. He doesn't actually make the courses or teach. He just...
Yeah, an intermediary.
He's an intermediary. This is true, and and the amount of money that he takes just to hook you up with people who are on italki and you could be working with directly is astro-fucking-nomical. I am glad to hear that as a business model it is not apparently failing, because it is the most parasitic shit I've seen in like the fucking language learning space.
Takes your money, takes a cut, and redirects you to the correct italki teacher. Anyways, guys, I have no budget. I want to learn it free of cost. Could help me, please? Okay, I'm guessing this is some person who's like desperate to learn a language, has no clue what to do, and somehow the algorithm directed them to Peter Coles. Okay, if you want to learn how to...
Yeah, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about the algorithm, too.
To learn a language for free, watch my damn videos. Anyway,
well, no, I mean, don't watch his videos. He doesn't really know. But, I mean, there are people... Learning a language for free is not actually hard. Despite the best efforts of YouTube to fuck that all up with the auto-dubbing and auto-fake translate.
To ask me for a teacher who will work for free.
Well, I mean... Wait, don't you think teachers have bills too? Motherfucker, you're collecting the money off of the teacher's back. He's adding several $100s an hour to these teachers' actual fees just because he endorses them, when his endorsement is meaningless. Like, the teacher doesn't get a cut of that.
Don't you think teachers have bills too? And it's
and there are people who will help you with this stuff for free.
Always the same countries, India and Pakistan. Why do you think a young, ambitious teacher would want to teach someone who looks like you?
Oh, wow. Okay, fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Peter, Jesus. Okay. And on that note, wow, Peter Cole sucks. I thought he sucked already because he's just a fucking grifter. But Christ, what a disgusting piece of shit. I'm pretty sure he will probably end up going on Joe Rogan at some point, because that's where they go. Okay, so it's time for me to wrap up for today. And it looks like I will actually be doing some orienteering stuff tomorrow, walking around in the woods while freezing. So I probably won't be here tomorrow, in which case I will see you next Friday at 4:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Thank you to everyone who joined in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I will see you soon.